guys? Katya here, and right behind me is a 1970 Porsche 911T, and it's a very nice green color. I really like the color. The car is a flat 6 engine, and it's actually only has 125 horsepower, but I got to go on a ride along and drive it, and I can confidently say that the 125 horsepower is plenty for this car. It's just an absolute joy. It's so quick and nimble, and it has no power steering as well, which is crazy. I really love the overall design about this car. Like, these front headlights just look so nice and tasteful, and the rear has really nice long exhaust pipes as well. As you can see, these exhaust pipes are like so long, and I like how there's 2 of them and they're real. And then this Porsche, the writing right here is just so nice and big for you. And then it has the 911T right here. Yeah, this car looks and sounds like the 1970s. So when you like open the door and close it, it has like these just specific sounds that only an old car can have. And also, I really like the old Porsche logo on it. It really just like sticks and just feels solid. I really like it. And also for the windows, you have to crank them and turn them like that. And I think that's pretty cool. And also, if you look at the shape of the car, I really like how it just like has this arching taper in the back. And then the wheels look pretty clean. The Steelies actually look good on it. Usually I'm not a fan of Steelies, but for this car it works really well. And this is a rear engine car. It has a flat 6 engine, and the rear engine sports cars just are so cool to me. I'm not sure why, but the fact that it's in the back and not how it's in the front normally is just like so fascinating to me. And really small, cute tail lights. I like this car. It's like meant for me. Like, I'm a small person, so this is the type of car that I need. All right, so currently topping up the oil for the 911. It has to be topped up while it's running, and it also has to be on flat ground, which is where it's on currently. All right, so getting into the car, as you can see, these doors are very thick for the 70s, I guess. And the seats are pretty comfortable, actually. What's very interesting is that the rear seats, they don't actually like stay up, so you can fold them down, and when you want to sit into them, you just kind of have to lift it up and like sit into it, and it won't hold like until you're actually like in it sitting. So that's pretty interesting. Also, no airbags in this car. The pedals, very interesting. What I noticed while driving is that there's no like good dead man's pedal, so your left foot is just kind of left hanging in a like awkward position. The turn signals are very thin, and like because the engine is pretty loud when you're driving the car, it's actually hard to hear when you have the turn signal turned on, I found. Because this has a key to start, it feels pretty satisfying to turn the car on and off with a key as well. So this is a dogleg shifter right here, and so first is all the way over and down, but like it took me a bit to get it because it's so stiff and you really have to just jam it in there. And then reverse is just straight up from here, and then second is also like just a bit straight up but kind of to the side a bit. And then I accidentally shifted into third on a hill, but I still managed to do a hill start in 3rd gear in this car, which was crazy. All right, so right here is like the e-brake, and it's pretty short and like kind of cute. And then right to the left of it is this black lever thingy, and it's like actually like the throttle, so you could theoretically drive the car just using this lever, but it's not very accurate. And then to the right of the e-brake, this red lever thingy is like this thing that if you pull, it brings heat from the exhaust of the car into like the cabin to kind of like warm it up and stuff, which is super like crazy. I've never seen this before. So because the engine's in the back, there is no need for the transmission linkage to be here, so it's actually like completely like open, and like you can like touch the passenger if you want to while you're driving, or vice versa. And then There's a lot of really cool, funky, old school buttons right here that I have no idea how to use.
And for the temperature, you don't want it to go above 100 usually, and 80 is a good temperature to drive it, so to speak. And this is oil pressure. So it goes up when you rev it, and RPM, speedometer, and clock. So if oil level is extremely important in these cars.
Yeah.
So that's why I check it frequently.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Wow. So much quicker than it actually is.
Yeah. Oh, and that was.
She just gave us the middle finger.
Dude, I'm not going.
No
I'm not
way.
going that
You
fast.
actually just got a middle finger. That's crazy.
The thing is, I'm not going, but it looks like I'm going fast.
But you're
So
not
then every once in a while,
actually,
you get the middle
That's
finger.
ins-
I mean, more often than not, I mean, people are just stoked to see the car. Or once in a
Yeah.
while, I get the bird. That's cool. I'm okay with that.
It puts you back in your seat. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
That's crazy. That feels so different. That feels. That
You should
feels
pull out here and then.
okay.
Okay. Let's go for a spin.
Oh my god. Yeah, the no power steering. Oh my goodness.
There you go.
And then second is up
Straight
top.
up.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's fine. You're good.
God. That's how it's. Is that how it's supposed to sound? No.
You might actually be in fourth, so put in the clutch, and then just move it up. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay, okay, all right, all right. I just can't believe I'm doing this right now.
How does it feel? Is it a lot different than what you're used to? I'm
Yeah,
sure?
definitely, but not necessarily like. Yeah, it's not like there's a lot of things that are feeling different, but like it doesn't mean it's bad the way that
yeah.
it feels. Yeah. Yeah. I got it.
That was probably third, but I think that was fine. It
Oh
worked out
my
well.
god, no way.
That was good.
Oh.
That was very impressive, honestly.
really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was like, okay, she's gonna stall and we're gonna die.
I never knew you could hill start in third, but this car proved me wrong.
You just gotta get used to it. You know?
Yeah. Like you have to use a lot of force for everything. Yeah, just a lot of force.
There you go.
Nice. Did not know driving can feel this way. that's my overall like thoughts about this. There's also like no comfortable dead man's pedal on this car.
No, there isn't.
That's good. All right.
Okay, good job. How was it?
Crazy. So let's see. To park it, I just go into first like that, and then I can turn it off.
You turn it off, yeah.
The key right here. when you drive this car, the transmission feels so different from what I'm used to, especially like the pedals as well, the clutch, the gas, and like because of the no power steering, it feels like it's kind of broken and you just have to somehow manage driving it with a broken steering wheel and transmission. That's kind of what the driving experience is like.
Do you guys want to hear about the story when it got stolen?
Oh yeah, tell us the story about how it got stolen.
Can you hear me okay in the car?
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
So I have a few cars, and they're, Vancouver being Vancouver in terms of like parking and space and everything, they're sort of parked at multiple different places. Mm-hmm. So that's just some background for the story, because like cars are my happy place, so I just I drive them for fun as much as I do for transportation. So and I work a lot, like long hours, so sometimes I come home late and then leave early in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, so remember one Saturday morning I had gotten up early for early morning drive. And
nice.
And I went out to drive this car, which is often parked in front of my house, and it wasn't there. And then the thought was like, geez, like where did I park it? I thought it was at my house, but it could have been at the hospital or UBC or other places. So
yes,
I was like, geez, okay, let's go find it.
yeah.
So I drove to all the different places I parked my cars, and I couldn't find it. So finally I was like, geez, like did it get stolen? And like, who would steal like a green vintage Porsche? Like, how do you even sell that thing?
And like, how do you like drive away with that? Not many people, I think, know how to drive one of these.
Well, yeah, like how do you just, it's not like a Honda Civic that's like,
exactly,
that you can easily sell, I suppose. But so then I went home and started asking the family, and my son's friend who lives with us, he was like, like last Thursday, I saw a guy wearing a safety vest. I thought he was an Amazon delivery person. Come in and drive out with the car.
What? No way.
Yeah, and he's like, I thought maybe it was your mechanic.
Like during the daytime?
During the daytime.
No way.
So I was like, oh, okay. And then, and I do have a mechanic who takes my cars sometimes, and he actually lives down the road. So I called him, and he was like, no, but and he's a Porsche mechanic. His name is John Broke. And he was like, no, but like on Thursday I was driving another Porsche back to my home, and I saw your car driving away. And somebody else was driving it, and I kind of waved at them. I didn't know who it was. I was like, okay.
He waved.
So I was like, all right, okay, so it's gone. So I called the police. They came, and they're like, yeah, there's been a number of cars that have been stolen recently, and it's probably stolen. So they went around and asked neighbors and stuff, and they started looking for it. So then I put it on Instagram, and then some of the people that I know in California and some of the YouTubers started posting about it.
Oh yeah.
So like the Smoking Tire posted about it, and Paul Zuckerman and a few other people. Lieberman posted on it. So then it kind of started to go a little bit viral on Instagram that this green sort of rally livery vintage Porsche has been stolen. If you've seen it, contact me. And then a few days went by, and then the police essentially told me, these guys are pretty sophisticated, and they're probably staked out your house, knew when you weren't going to be home, and just took it in the middle of the day, which is what they often do. I was like, all right. And then so a few days went by, and then somebody messaged me with a picture of my car on Instagram. And they're like, I think I've found your car. So the story was, his friend worked at a shipping yard. And he had messaged him and said, and he liked Porsches. His friends knew he liked Porsches, so he took a picture of my car, sent it to him. He's like, hey, check out this cool Porsche.
So it's all like by chance that
it was all by chance. So then I called the police. Police went to the shipping yard. They went inside and they found my car, and I met them there, and they towed my car out of there. And then when they spoke to the people at the shipping yard, they're like, okay, what paperwork do you have for this car? And they're like, oh, our system's down, and we don't have any of the paperwork. I'm like, okay. do you have the security camera for when it was delivered? They're like, no, you know, the hard drive was full and we didn't get any footage.
Yeah.
So and it was actually already labeled, and actually I have the sticker here, I think. It was like labeled and stickered and like ready to be shipped out.
Wow. So that was so lucky how that happened.
Yeah, so I was so stoked to get the car back.
That's awesome that you got it back like that.
So,
that's like, I can't believe somebody just walked out, like drove out with it midday.
Yeah. I think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But it's just bizarre because it's not a, you know, common car, but
yeah. So talk about this car and why did you decide to purchase it?
You know, I've always liked Porsches ever since I was a kid, and the dream was always to get a 911, also vintage 911. So when I came across this one, very unique color, it's a Conda green, and has some interesting sort of history related to the car, which kind of, I figured this is the right one to get, and I got it. Yeah.
And you said that this is your favorite out of all your cars.
Yeah, you know, like if there's one car I could jump into and drive anytime, it would be this one. So this is pretty much my daily driver when there isn't salt or snow on the road.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. And so you do drive this car in the winter time?
I drive in the winter, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I just don't like to drive it in the salt and snow, yeah.
Does it feel a little bit sketchier to drive it in the rain? Like when it's raining really hard? Or is this car like handling great in the rain?
You have to be a little bit careful. Like the rear engine, it's a rear weight bias, kind of makes the handling a little bit tricky. It doesn't have traction control or stability.
Yes.
Yeah, no ABS, so you have to be a little bit more careful. Yeah.
I see. And is this car stock or do you have any mods done to it?
Just some mild modifications, but everything's done period correct. So this car is as though somebody may have modified it in the period.
Okay, it's kind of like OEM plus kind of thing, that concept.
Pretty much. I mean, like it's lowered a little bit to sort of rally height.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and it's got upgraded tie rods and different seats and lights and stuff, just to kind of give it a rally look.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just some nice tasteful modifications.
You got it. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. And you said that the transmission or something was made out of magnesium for this car?
Yeah, so Porsche initially they used aluminum for the engine and transmission, and then in about '68, I believe, they transitioned to magnesium. It's a lighter alloy, so the engine and transmission is made out of magnesium. But magnesium is pretty soft and it tends to leak a little bit, so they then transition back to aluminum. Yeah.
Wow. And for maintenance, what kind of maintenance do you do to this car?
They're super reliable. So just regular oil changes, and you just have to drive it. The worst thing you can do with these cars is not drive them.
Not drive
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it get like stiff and just like?
If you don't drive it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, like it's carbureted, so the carburetors get kind of gummed up if fuel stays there for a long period of time. And it actually tends to leak more oil if all the oil is sort of pooled in one place. So you just got to drive them.
Wow. Yeah. And I saw you topping up the oil previously. Do you top it up pretty frequently?
I check it and top it up frequently. You know, like all of these cars leaked oil and they all burn a little bit of oil.
I see.
So it's good to be on top of it and check the oil and stuff. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, thank you for showing me this car and allowing me to drive it and also taking me along for a drive. That was like so much fun.
Of course, anytime.
Yeah, and like seeing you drive it is like crazy. Like the pedal work and like the shifting is like awesome to see.
Thanks, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So overall, my thoughts are that this is a really cool car. It's super agile, really like a crazy experience to drive because modern cars are just so different from this, like the no power steering and like the dogleg shifter and just the sounds of like the engine and like just the feel of like the 1970s when you open the door and stuff. Just a really cool car with a lot of personalities, and it's really fun to drive too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, stay chillin'.